2, 1.
Welcome to BYU Banter, the weekly program filmed live here at BYU, where we discuss and break down issues out of the editorial section of the Daily Universe.
Now, the whole point of this show is we want BYU students to have an awareness of what's happening around campus, the issues that are important to students, and how we can kind of create a public forum for these issues to be discussed and for us to learn more about our culture.
Starting us off, I'm Jordan Feinauer, joined by...
I'm Matt Egan.
Chris Jones.
I'm Spencer Linton.
We're going to start today with Forbidden to Rock. Listen to this, guys. A BYU rock show feels more like a church youth dance, says Kevin John of Alexandria, Virginia. I feel like I was 16 years old again. Yeah, no kidding. I feel like I was 16 years old again when the lights came on at the Battle of the Bands and someone came to the microphone to tell us this was our first warning. What the heck? Did they expect us to just stand there and bob our heads to the music? If so, then they seriously underestimated the energy of a rock-listening crowd. Jumping is just another part of the music, like it or not. Now, I had the opportunity to talk with Kevin John, and he said it was ridiculous. They were cutting the mics of the people who were singing these rock songs because they felt like they were instigating the crowd to get a little too out of control. I don't know. It's a rock show. I've been to them. I think that there's no place for that at a rock show.
Spencer, sound off, bro.
Well, first of all, it's the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard. A BYU rock show.
That doesn't typify the values of BYU very much.
Think about it for a second. BYU rock, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And they set those guidelines up beforehand, and so I think those guys coming into the show, they knew that they have to be a little bit toned down, so why should they be surprised when somebody says, hey, cut it out?
Yeah, but they're not doing anything that bad. They're jumping up and down to the music. That's what I do in my apartment. That's what you do when you listen to music in your car. You know, you're bobbing and weaving a little bit. You're just getting excited. You're letting the music take control.
Nothing wrong with a little excitement, a little dancing, a little jumping, but all of us know that rock shows start with a little dance and they end with a little pushing someone on the ground hurt. It's like, it's like you give a mouse a cookie. He's going to want milk, a straw, the whole 9 yards. You give kids a little dancing, and they're going to go to the limit.
Somebody's going to end up hurt with a bloody nose. Somebody's going to be offended. You know that, as a parent here.
Of course. There's no way that there's not going to be somebody who's going to be offended. I mean, that's a given. But when you do a BYU rock show, the kind of people that you're bringing out to a BYU rock show are rockers. And so what kind of people are going to come and just kind of behave at a BYU rock show?
But man, this isn't a Rage Against the Machines concert here. This isn't a license to mosh. This has to be a controlled environment. BYU is liable. I mean, they're hosting the event. So, I mean, they set the rules. You either abide by them or you don't have to go. You can go to Salt Lake and hit up the venue or whatever.
Okay, but turning off the lights and saying this is your first warning, he said it best when he said the BYU Rock Show feels more like a church youth dance. We all went to those church youth dances. Your parents were in the back corner chaperoning and dancing. I'm 24 years old. I'm in college. I don't think I need that. I think I can understand when I'm taking it a little bit over the line. I mean, we have a standard here at BYU, granted. We have, an honor code that we're supposed to follow. I don't think anything these people were doing was against anything that BYU stands for. I think it's a rock show.
Hey, Jordan brings up a good point here. And the fact of the matter is, rock is about sticking it to the man. Okay? and when people get up on, here's the problem I have. The problem I have is people get up on stage and they say, listen, if you don't tone it down, we're going to shut this down. That's playing right into their hands. That's what rock is all about. That's what they want. And what happened was they were in the show, someone was singing Ozzy and they shut his mic off. I mean, that's censorship. That's not going to go over too well.
I guess the conversation comes full circle because since when has BYU been about putting it to the man? We're about conformity. We're about obedience. We are about duty and honor. Quiet dignity, in fact.
Yeah, like it or not, we chose to come to BYU. Those are the guidelines they say. Yeah, I'll give you the point that it is a little bit like a church dance. But let's face it, this is Brigham Young University. It is not a public school. It's privately owned by the church. What do you expect?
We kind of live in a church.
That's time for that issue. You guys take the next one.
Bare bodies.
Moving on. Ooh, bare bodies.
I like bare bodies.
That's a good topic.
What's coming next? That's crazy.
That's against the honor code.
After winning front row tickets, my friend and I decided we should do something big for Saturday's football game. So we, along with another friend, painted our upper halves blue with BYU spelled out between the three of us. For added craziness, I shaved a Y into my hair.
Brilliant.
Nice.
That's
We
brilliant.
thought we were great fans. However, when we got to our seats, guys, guess what happened? We found out that this is not allowed.
How can you say that people can't come into a stadium and show their enthusiasm for a sport in their own way? Now, when you enter an environment that is sports-oriented, people like to get a little bit crazy and show enthusiasm. So what's wrong with painting up your skin and showing your enthusiasm for BYU by ripping a strip in your head with the Y?
I don't think there's a problem with it at all. And, you know, I love crazy fans. I think it's a great thing. I think it adds to the atmosphere of the game. But once again, we're bringing up the same issue. These guidelines are stated before. I don't know if these guys didn't get the memo or what, but I think pretty much everyone, except for these people in the Bellevue Stadium, knows that they can't come with painted bodies. I don't have a problem with it, but frankly, BYU does, and that's the bottom line.
And you know, the thing too, Spencer, it's the same issue again. It's give a mouse a cookie. If you give kids the opportunity to get a little crazy, strip some clothing, pretty soon we're going to have Jen Sturger at the front row. You know, and we all know that that's not allowed at BYU.
Okay, but once again, when we were talking about the rock show issue, we know the kind of people that are coming here. We know the standard that we're up to. I don't think it's going to escalate to that. This is painting your body to go to a game. Have you never painted your body to go to a game? Chris, I know you have.
I've painted my body to go to a game, but those times were different. It was allowed. I actually kind of made it not allowed.
Oh, well, there we go.
But that's besides the
reason why they can't have shirts on.
Again, we're about
Because of
obedience.
Chris.
We're about duty. We're about keeping the letter and spirit of the law.
Okay, if that's so, then where's the rule that says that we can't paint our bodies and shave Y's on our head to go to a football game? I was not aware that there was anything like that on the books until I read this.
Or to add to that further, answer this, along with that, in a public swimming pool, you take your shirt off.
Because
At
you're
a
swimming,
stadium,
you're
why
swimming.
can't you take a...
Is there
water
at LaBelle Stadium?
It rained that Tulsa there was. Against Tulsa.
Here's the thing, though. If guys start, it's easy for a guy to strip down because no one really
yeah, it
cares
is.
about seeing the male upper
Sure
half.
is.
But pretty soon, girls will get ideas. They'll do the sports bra with the painted stomach. People will think suggestive thoughts. Pretty soon, it's just going to get out of hand. And there's little kids, old people, families. We need to keep this
He brings
G-rated.
up a good point. You know, we're still dealing with the BYU era of fans. You know, I see at least 10,000 people that are over the age of 60. They still got their little headset radios on listening to Greg Bell. And this isn't your average, ordinary college crowd. You go anywhere else, you can go down south to the U of U, Logan, Utah State. Yeah, you'll see
My
crazy
question
fans.
is, do you think
But they
kids-
don't have the alumni base that BYU does. They don't have the family.
But do you
pulling
think
back.
kids are really going to care if they see a guy with his chest all painted up? Are they going to be offended?
Sometimes, yes.
So what you guys are saying is that we're setting a standard now so things don't get out of control in the future?
Pretty much.
Why not?
Why can't we just control ourselves? That's my question, and that's the last word. So, that was a little taste of what we do here on BYU Banter. As time goes on, we'll have interviews, a little more investigative reporting. We'll talk to the people writing these articles and see what we can do to inform you more on what's going on here at BYU. Until our next time, I'm Jordan Feinauer.
I'm Matt Egan.
Chris Jones.
I'm Spencer Litton. See ya.
Late.
Peace.
See ya.